Okay, so honestly, there have been people who have been complaining about the Switch Online service and that it is not being competitive other with the other with the other companies that are charging higher prices for their online service. And this came from this whole story came from Review Tech USA. Now, I obviously like watching his videos, but I don't like it when he tries to say that the services that the service that they're providing to everybody else, and that everybody else is complaining about it, and saying that Nintendo needs to fix their online service and charge a higher price to compete with the other companies. I have one objection to that, and that is if Nintendo were to, let's say, for every month, or every 3 months, you had to pay $40 for, let's say, for every quarter of the year. Alright? Now, would you obviously think that, okay, first off, that's a ripoff because we're blowing money out there, $40 a quarter of a year, just to use the Nintendo Switch Online service. Now think about that. Think about how, think about you be wasting $120 a year. Okay, nobody would like that. Especially nobody would like that. And Nintendo would not want you to. I don't think Nintendo would actually ask you to pay that much money to use their services. Now that I just don't really agree with. I don't think that the Nintendo Online service for the Switch should be more than $20. Okay, I think $20 for a year is a reasonable price. And it's a much better price than compared to Xbox and Sony. Look how much you're paying for, to use Xbox. You're probably paying about $30 a month to use internet on Xbox Live. Maybe you're even paying more for Sony. Now, if Nintendo wants to charge you less, then why would you give a crap about it? Okay? It just irritates me that everybody just complains that the Nintendo Network online service needs to be better. And if I have noticed, I've also seen Miiverse posts saying that there were people on there complaining about fighters not being in Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS and the Wii U, and everybody was complaining about every single game, just like a big baby. Alright, first off, you people, I gotta say this, I honestly do. You need to grow up. Whatever Nintendo decides to do, you just need to, deal with it. You need to think, okay, so $20 a year. That's more of a reasonable price than Xbox and Sony. I just said that earlier to you. And And he did mention one thing, though. He did mention that after the day that Nintendo released their emulator for NES games, it got hacked within the next 32 hours on the same day that it released. And then the hackers put their own ROMs into the NES emulator for the Nintendo Switch, and they just you know, they thought they'd try to hack on the Nintendo Switch to get away with Nintendo shutting down their emulators. And I'm pretty sure Nintendo's aware of it. I'm pretty sure that they're aware of these hackers trying to put their, putting their own ROMs in there. And Nintendo will fix that problem and try to get the hackers to be permanently banned off of the online, I should say online overall. Because first off, if you're a hacker and you hack the Nintendo Switch and put your own mods and stuff in there, you're definitely going to get your account banned, and you're obviously going to have to waste money on another Nintendo Switch in order to continue doing that. And then once you continue hacking and get banned for all this, you're obviously going to waste about, maybe, you're going to, attempt to waste about, $5,000 just to continue your hacks after every account that gets banned by you who wants to put their own mods and hacks and stuff into a game by Nintendo. But yeah. So, really, to be honest, overall, I did not like Rich's review overall. I thought it was just crap. Because basically he was just complaining about how other people were just complaining about how the Switch is not, that Nintendo's not going to offer a much bigger price to compete with the other competitors. Now, like I said, $20 a year, that's a more convenient price to pay for. Now, if you all just don't agree with that price, well then, that's your problem. It's $20 a year. It's a reasonable price. You all should not be complaining that, oh, but the prices of the Nintendo Switch are not even that big of a price to compare with those other companies out there. They're not even, the Nintendo Switch $20 a year, that's not even competing with what Xbox service is. It's not even competing with Sony. Because Nintendo's not going to allow you to, is not letting you pay $20 a month to use their internet service. Or maybe it shouldn't have been $20. Maybe to make it competitive with Xbox Live and Sony, it should be $50 a month. Alright, let's put it off that way. Now, you're looking to pay a bunch of money at the end of the year for $50 a year. $50 a month. You're paying $50 for 12 months just to use the internet service. Now look at how much of that's not a reasonable price compared to $20 a year. You gotta understand something. Nintendo wants you to enjoy their services at a reasonable price. And that should be no reason to complain over what? Oh, but Nintendo is not competing with the other two companies. They're not even competing with Xbox Live and Sony's prices for Switch on for gaming online. Again, you're just making a big deal. Now, if somebody could say something positive about the Nintendo Switch Online from Nintendo, that would be really great, okay? I thought the Nintendo Switch service was great. I thought $20 was a very good price to pay. And they did say that if you wanted to buy a family membership, it was going to cost you about maybe $36, which is actually not a bad price. That buying a family membership is kind of like being close to comparing paying for Xbox Live. Alright? Not every company is going to offer a high price to pay for online or gaming online just because well, it has to do with Sony's saying. And Sony has said this and made posts like this. He said, video game companies do not care about the customers or their consumers and the gamers. Video game companies just care about making games and making money, and that's it. Now that's the part where that annoys me. Alright? Nintendo isn't... First of all, it's not a company that just makes games just so they can get money. They make games for the Nintendo Switch so that you can enjoy them at home or on the go. And then they also offer prices to you for their service at a reasonable price. Now tell me that is not something to complain about. Tell me that Nintendo is being the best company that can be out there, offering their products and services at a reasonable price, and yet you all are still complaining about it. Because first off, the Nintendo Switch online service is not at a price that is high as much as Sony's PS5 and Xbox Live. Now tell me that Nintendo is not competing with these other two companies' online service. You know what? If you guys want to complain about the Nintendo Switch online service and that you just want to continually beg Nintendo to raise their prices and get in line with the other two companies, then you can feel free to do so. But it's not going to happen. You can do all you want, and nothing's going to change. If it's Nintendo's decision to pay $20 a year, and you guys have a problem with that, well then that's your problem. $20 is a year is good enough to save your money. It's good enough to save your money a year. You've got other important stuff to do. Why would you be complaining about that the price is not high enough to compete with these other two companies when you all should be worrying about that you should be using that money that you used to pay for Nintendo Switch Online and use that money for other stuff, like your important needs. Alright? Let's say you have to use that money for your car insurance. Something important, like you're paying checks for your house bills. That stuff. Now look at that. Now look at something here. Compare that amount of money to your needs of paying for your house, your car, and other stuff that you need. Now, look at that compared to paying $30 a month on Xbox Live. Now imagine how much money you'd be wasting for $30 for 12 months. Look at that. Why don't you look at the big picture at why Nintendo wants to offer you a reasonable price that doesn't want you to use most of your money just to get online service. Why don't you look at the big picture here? Okay? Why don't you look at use that money on other stuff? Alright, Nintendo doesn't need to fix anything. The only thing that Nintendo needs to fix is getting rid of these hackers that are putting their ROMs into the NES emulator that they put up there. That's the only thing Nintendo needs to fix. They don't need to fix their online price, and they don't need to fix anything else other than getting rid of those hackers and their ROMs. That's the only thing Nintendo needs to get rid of. So these videos that are coming up on YouTube about the Nintendo Switch Online service needs to be a higher price. Again, look at the bigger picture. What would you be using most of your money on? Would you be using it on online, or would you be using it on your more important needs? Get it through your head, people. $20 a year is reasonable enough to save your money and use that on your more important needs. Nobody's ever brought that up on their videos. But guess what? It's $20 a year. Live with it. And just look on the positive side for a second. Okay, $20 a year is enough to save me money for my most important needs. My household needs, my household bills, my car insurance, and all those other needs. Nintendo wants to be fair with you people, okay? I'm pretty sure Nintendo put $20 a year in there because they didn't want to make it so pricey that you'd be using your money on their online service way too much, and that you would not be using your money on those other needs. Now, those other companies, Sony and Microsoft, okay? I think paying $30 a month is a waste of money. It truly is. I believe that is my honest opinion about paying online service. Now, you Xbox users out there, or Xbox Live users, you can take that as an offense. You can take that as an offense as in, well, okay, first off, you need to be quiet because we own an Xbox and we play Xbox Live, and $30 a month is something we enjoy paying. And we don't care about our other household needs. We just care about paying online. And same thing for playing on a Sony. If you're, I don't know what their price is, but I could probably guarantee you it's probably that dang expensive. And think about how much money you're wasting on playing online on a Sony console, on a PS4 or PS5, whatever it is, and look at how much money you're wasting, that it's draining you of your money to use that money on other important stuff that you need. Look on the bright side here, people. $20 a year for a Nintendo Switch Online is reasonable price for you to pay all of your other important needs. Now, that's my honest opinion about the Nintendo Switch Online. And I'm not even bragging about the Nintendo Switch here. I'm not bragging or doing anything else. I'm just saying that all of you people that are complaining about the Nintendo Switch Online service not competing with other companies' prices for their services is just complete crap, alright? So that's all I gotta say for all of you. You guys, all of you people can complain about the Nintendo Switch's online prices not being where they should be between these other two companies, and that it should be at a high price. Would you, A, want to pay $60 a year? Would that be enough to put Nintendo's online service on top of all these other two companies and compete with those other two companies? And look at how much money you be wasting for about, let's not make it $60 a year. Let's make it $60 a month. Now look at 60 times 12. You're probably paying $1,200 just to use the Nintendo Switch Online service for a year. Think of how much that high of a price that is, and you're not using your money on those other important needs that you need to take care of. $20 a year, people. That's a good enough money to take care of all of your important needs. I like how the Nintendo Switch service has been announced. I like how Nintendo has done it. I like that you can play NES games online. I like how you can have, some very good services from Nintendo at a reasonable price. This is no reason to complain, people. If it's $20 a year. Get it through your heads, live with it, and stop your complaining about the Nintendo Switch prices not being that high. Good grief, people. Get it through your head. If it's Nintendo's decision, Nintendo's going to keep it like that, and complaining about the Switch Online service is not going to help. Why can't people focus on their more important needs? I think $20 a year is enough to compete with these other two companies, and plus they're also getting other great games out there in the future that are coming out in 2019. And they're going to be the good games. They're going to be really, really good games out there. And you don't see other consoles have Mario Brothers or Animal Crossing, Super Smash Brothers, whatever it is. When Nintendo makes first-party titles on their Nintendo Switch, those are first-party titles that are not made on any other console. And $20 a year is going to be enough to enjoy all those services. So, that is all I have to say to you people today. If you do not like the Nintendo Switch online service and that it needs to be a higher price, then I'd be honest. You can just get rid of your Nintendo Switch and just go get an Xbox or PS4, whatever it is. And if you seriously hate Nintendo's online service that much, go get another console that offers a high price. I'm not telling you to go sell your Switch to GameStop or Amazon, whatever it is, and just buy another console where you can just enjoy playing online at a price that is as high, excuse me, that is like, let's say you don't enjoy $20 a year. Let's say go get an Xbox One X and say like, hey, I enjoy paying $30 a month to use online service and I'll just brush you off, Nintendo. Your online service is a piece of crap. I'm just gonna go get another console that offers a very high price for Nintendo Switch or for Xbox Live or PS4 online. Be my guest.
CJ?
Yeah?